Performance without belief. How order exists without agreement. Let me start with a puzzle. How does international order survive when nobody really believes in it? Not when people disagree at the margins, but when they fundamentally don't accept the authority, legitimacy, or worldview that supposedly holds the system together. We often assume that order needs one of two things: either power, meaning someone strong enough to force compliance, or shared norms, meaning everyone more or less agrees on the rules. But history tells us that neither of these is always present, and yet order persists. So today we're going to explore a powerful and surprisingly modern idea drawn from ancient East Asia: order sustained through performance without belief. This episode is based on an open access academic article by Kenchi Adachi, published in International Relations of the Asia Pacific in 2025 under a Creative Commons CC BY license, meaning it can be reused and adapted with attribution. What Adachi gives us is not just a history lesson, but a conceptual tool for understanding today's Asia Pacific, where countries often act as if incompatible systems can coexist. So keep listening, because by the end of this episode, you may start seeing modern diplomacy, ASEAN, Association of East Asian Nations, China, and the US, United States of America, even AI, artificial intelligence governance, very differently. Part 1. Why existing IR, international relations theory, struggles. Let's begin with the problem. Mainstream international relations theory has two dominant explanations for order. Realism, associated with thinkers like Kenneth Waltz, says order exists because powerful states enforce it. Constructivism and the English school, associated with Hedley Bull or Alexander Wendt, say order exists because states share norms, legitimacy, and institutions. But what if neither is true? What if no one is strong enough to impose order? No one truly accepts the legitimacy of the system, and yet states keep interacting in stable, predictable ways. This is exactly the puzzle posed by early East Asian history and by today's Asia Pacific. Adachi argues that existing theories miss a third mechanism: performance without belief. That is, actors behave as if they accept an order while knowing they don't. Key concept 1. As if international system or imitation international system.
仿佛是国际体系。
Let's slow this down. An as if international system is a system where actors perform the rituals of hierarchy, follow expected scripts, exchange symbols of status, without genuinely believing in the legitimacy of that hierarchy. Everyone involved knows this, and everyone tolerates it because it's useful. This is not hypocrisy. It's not deception. It's mutually recognized fiction. Part 2. The Chinese international system. To understand how this worked, we need to look at the Chinese international system, often misleadingly called the tribute system. At its core, this system rested on 3 pillars. 1. Investiture. Chinese emperors symbolically recognized foreign rulers. 2. Tribute missions. Foreign polities sent envoys bearing gifts. 3. Hierarchical ritual. Diplomacy enacted China's centrality. The worldview behind this system was Tianxia, all under heaven. But here's the key point. Participation in the system did not always mean belief. Many states used Chinese rituals as a diplomatic language, not as a confession of loyalty. Shared symbols does not equal shared norms. Part 3. Japan's as-if engagement. Now let's turn to Japan. Japan's relationship with China is the article's core case, and it's fascinating. Japan participated in the Chinese system intermittently, strategically, and conditionally. This is what Adachi calls key concept 2, as-if engagement. Fang Fu Shi Zan Yu. As-if engagement means a state joins a system instrumentally, gains benefits, withdraws when the benefits decline, without internalizing the system's legitimacy. Example: Yamatai, Koku, and Queen Himiko. In 239 CE, Queen Himiko declared vassalage to the Wei dynasty. Did this mean Japan accepted Chinese supremacy? Probably not. It secured trade access, prestige, strategic advantage. And when the benefits faded, participation stopped. That's not belief. That's performance. Part 4. Japan creates its own as-if system. Here's where the story gets really interesting. Japan didn't just disengage from China. It re-centered the world. Japan developed its own version of all under heaven, Tenka. But now Japan-centered Japanese rulers adopted titles like Da Wang, Oikimi, Great King, and later Tianhuang, Tano, Emperor. Japan treated Korean polities as tributaries. But did Korea believe this? No. Did Japan believe Korea believed it? Also, no. Yet the rituals continued. Why? Because ambiguity was stabilizing. Key insight: ambiguity as order. Here's one of Adachi's most powerful claims. Ambiguity is not a failure of order. It is a mechanism of order. Japan performed hierarchy. Korea performed partial compliance. China tolerated inconsistency. Everyone got something: prestige, trade, security, time. Part 5. Overlapping systems. By the 7th and 8th centuries, East Asia had two overlapping systems. 1. A China-centered hierarchical system. 2. A Japan-centered as-if system. Korea participated in both. This wasn't confusion. It was strategic performance. Adachi emphasizes this is not hedging, not indecision, not deception. It's sustained, routinized, mutually intelligible behavior. Part 6. Why this matters today. Let's fast forward. Today's Asia Pacific looks eerily similar. Countries join US-led military exercises, participate in China's Belt and Road Initiative, endorse contradictory principles. Do they believe these systems are compatible? Not necessarily, but they behave as if they are. ASEAN is the clearest example. ASEAN states perform participation in liberal order, China-led developmental order, without choosing. This is performance without belief, and it stabilizes the region. Conclusion: rethinking order. So what does this change? It tells us that order does not require consensus. Stability does not require belief. Ambiguity is not weakness. Sometimes shared fiction is enough. In a world of competing systems, learning to tolerate and perform, ambiguity may be the most realistic path to peace. This episode was based on Kenshi Adachi, Performance Without Belief, As If Engagement and Order Making in Ancient East Asia, International Relations of the Asia Pacific, 2025, published under a Creative Commons CC BY license. Full references are in the description. Stay connected.